These instructionals are made possible by the sale of the Drill America DA 1903 drill rifle. More about that at the end of the video. Hey drillers, my name is Adam Jupe, and in this video I'm going to teach you the most basic clockwise spin, the single spin. So the single spin is really good for team drill, and it's a really good place to start your solo exhibition drill career. So by now you should have learned the port spin, and that's going to be the most basic counterclockwise spin. And then the single spin is going to be the most basic clockwise spin. Now here's the thing, it's a lot more difficult than the port spin. So if you're struggling with it, it's okay. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it, because whereas in the port spin, you can just keep your right hand planted on it the whole time, on the single spin, there's this fraction of a second right there, where you have to let go. Okay? So as you're getting used to this, think about letting go of the rifle. If you can learn this trick, you're pretty much ready to earn your white sling certification through the Drill Dojo. So the Drill Dojo is an online training curriculum. You're probably watching this on YouTube. And if you are, check the description for how to get certified with Drill Dojo. It's a free martial arts training program, martial arts style training program for rifle exhibition drill that gets drillers from white sling certified, which is port spin and single spin and 3 regulation mechanics, up to black sling certified, which is like 7 aerials and throwing it and turn it around and stuff. It's a crazy progression, but if you go in order, you're gonna have a lot more fun with it. This is on drilldojo.com. There's a whole video on how to get submitted. The registry is what's important here. It's free, but there are sling levels. There's 8 different sling levels that you can earn. This is going to be where you're starting from. And now anyone can be using a white sling or a black sling, and it's this badge here that makes all the difference. So if you see someone using a black sling and it doesn't have this badge, it's just a regular black sling. But if it's got this badge that says certified on it, that means they've earned it. All right. So with this trick, you can go and earn your white sling certification. The slings cost money up to red sling, but once you're a maroon sling and above, we start sending those out for free. So heads up there. All right, let's jump into this. So the single spin is going to require letting go. So the first thing that I generally have my students do is to just toss the rifle a little bit. Use both hands, toss it around in your hands. So once you get really comfortable with the idea that you're just going to let go, okay? The rifle's going to be airborne for some amount of time, and that's going to be okay. All right, so now that we're comfortable, now that we have a really good grasp on what it's like to not be holding onto the rifle, I want you to return to that port position. Okay? The full single spin is, you're not going to do it right now. It's going to look like that. We're going to build up to this in little steps. And the first step is going to be the spin. All right? So we're going to get that spin involved. Here are the components of how to get that spin. So the first thing is that you want your pointer finger up here where the sling meets the metal. All right, so if your sling is wound like this, you have your pointer finger up here. Now here's a huge thing lots of people miss. When you see my hand on the drill rifle, the sling, the corner of the sling is actually touching this part here, okay? So it's not being palmed, but actually it's laying on my fingers. It's as if I've taken a taco and placed it on my fingers there. All right, so that's the huge mistake people make, is that they'll palm it, and this makes it very uncomfortable. You're actually going to twist your hand so that the sling is entirely in your fingers and your thumb is over top, and your pointer finger is touching this metal bit up here where the sling is. So you can feel the metal, but you can't feel it through the fabric. Now, if you've got all of that in order, return to port, find the spot again. Return to port, and find the spot again. And return to port, and find the spot again. All right? Do that as many times as necessary. You want to keep finding that spot where you're not over gripping it. All right? Again, look very closely on, it's not, here's how I'm holding it at port, and if I didn't slide my hand, here's what it would look like. Slide it all the way down. Now, you want to get used to the rifle and its momentum. So you're going to take your elbow, pin it by your side, all right? Loosen your fingers a little bit and let the rifle rock back and forth, all right? So the rifle is rocking back and forth. And if you can get this rifle swinging this way, above level with the ground, okay? So above 90 degrees here, then you could do this spin. So just focus on getting that rifle above 90 degrees. When you need to take a second, you want to stop, find your spot. It should be comfortable to have your elbow pinned and the rifle go above 90 degrees. All right, it should be comfortable that your elbow is attached to your side and the rifle goes above 90 degrees. If it's uncomfortable, let's troubleshoot a little bit. It's because your hand is gripped too far over top. You're palming it too much. What you need to do is slide your hand back. Once you've got this component, all right, we're going to take the rifle away. And then I want you to do it without the rifle. And here's what you're going to see, right? Your hand turns and then turns back. Well, here's the really cool part is that this is the motion of the single spin. It's just at this point you let go and this point you catch. This point you let go and this point you catch. Okay? So I want you to imagine that you're a doorknob tester. And you want to, it's one of those round knobs. You're just going to turn the doorknob as fast as you can. All right? And your hand just stays there and tests doorknobs. And there's like an assembly line in front of you. And it's just doorknob, twist, doorknob, twist, doorknob, twist. The reason you want to move very quickly through this is because you're going to turn the doorknob and then get ready for the next one. Turn the doorknob and get ready for the next one. Turn the doorknob and get ready for the next one. If your hand doesn't turn over, which is something that's hard to like kind of grasp that first time, you're going to struggle with this trick. All right, so we're at port. We're flat. Our fingers are good. We rock the rifle back and forth. Do it 2-3 times and then let go. Open the doorknob. Get ready for the next one. The release point is right when the rifle starts feeling like it's going to pull your elbow off of your side. If you release at that point and everything else about your grip is correct, then the rifle will just fall out of your hands and fall right back into it. All right? Think about it without the rifle. If it goes here when you release, the rifle just plops back into place. So the whole spin happens between this plop motion. All right, so just think about this as a little plop. You're just setting this up to plop back into your hand. All right, you'll notice that all of this happens on the left hand, right? All of this is on the left hand. My right hand can just whatever it wants to do, you know, like I can do whatever I want. Every part of this spin happens on the left hand until you get to the stop. A huge mistake I see. People think that their right hand needs to be involved somehow. It really, really doesn't. We're going to add a little momentum at some point, and I want you to not really care about that because that's kind of for show and kind of just getting you ready for like more spins, and it just looks better, adds more control, okay? So when we add this right hand for momentum, don't think about it as momentum. Don't think it needs to be involved. It really just needs to fall into your left hand, and then your right hand comes in for the stop, all right? So once we have the spin component down, spin, right hand stops the rifle vertical up and down. Spin, right hand stops the rifle vertical up and down. Now let's work backwards. And let's set up a really nice dip for this spin. There's actually two components of this. The first component is what we practiced at the start, which is port to flat and transitioning your hand from palming the rifle, where it's this part between my pointer finger and the thumb that's touching the sling, to when my hand is flat, that part of my hand is completely exposed and it's just my fingers and the knuckles around them touching the sling. So it's left hand motion from port to flat. Do that with me a couple times. Ready? Go. Port. Go. Port. Go. Port. Go. Port. Good. Now one more time. Go. From here, everything else happens on the right hand. So as the rifle's falling, you're going to bring your right hand up. And I like your hand to be level with the butt plate. Okay? So you shouldn't see your hand poking up over top. You shouldn't be gripping it. My favorite technique involves my hand hiding flush with the back of this handguard, all of my fingers together, all right, and my arms straight across in parallel. The barrel should be pointing directly into the blank space between the V of your feet, all right? All together, okay? I'm going to say ready, move, and you're going to dip 2, okay? This happens in half counts. Dip 2. Ready, move, dip, 2. That's all one count, right? Ready, move, dip, 2. Ready, move, dip, 2. Reset, move, dip, 2. Reset, ready, move, dip, 2. Reset. Usually at this point, we're going to take a second to calm the brain, okay? If you've been making mistakes and you're getting tripped up on the hands, that's totally normal, okay? 100% very normal, all right? Take it slow, and you're going to do your first single spin here. Ready, move, dip, 2, push, stop, quarter. If you did it, congratulations, you've just done your first single spin. Congratulations, it's just that easy. If you're struggling with it, it is that easy. We're going to get there, all right? We're just going to take a little bit of extra time. So, ready, move, dip, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'm going to get rid of the dip 2 because all of this is just one count. All right? Take a little bit of time, pause the video here, get used to your spins, and then at this point, we're going to go into a team exercise of how to get your team spinning together. All right, so here's the cadence for single spins with teams. Ready, move, 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Ready, move. This is the last spin. All right, take that to warm-ups, take that to team training, take that to practices. Pull that out as the commander, as a squad leader, as the guy who's just working with your friends on this. Pull that out. Get it to that cadence so that when you're marching around, because everything on the marching, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, you'll be able to map it to your steps as you're going. So hopefully that helps. Take baby steps. This is something that takes a lot of people a lot of time. It took me 3 practices, I think, to get my first single spin, and everyone else in my group already gotten it down. All right, so sometimes it takes a little bit of time and things click later. When you get it, amazing. Check out my video on how to qualify and earn your white sling certification. And if you can get this trick down, you're ready to submit. It's going to be position of tension, present arms, right shoulder arms, port spin, and single spin. All right, check out that video. I cannot wait to see your submission and to follow your journey from your white sling certification all the way up to your black sling certification, just like earning your white belt in martial arts up to your black belt in martial arts. Thank you again. My name is Adam Jupe. I'm with the Drill Dojo. I really appreciate you watching this and growing your team. Happy drilling. Hey, are you looking to own your very own drill rifle? Trying to earn more sling qualifications in the curriculum? Looking to improve your team by improving your skills at home? Look no further than the Drill America DA 1903 drill rifle, a drill rifle trusted by thousands of units worldwide. The Drill America DA 1903 from DrillDojo.com has been built from the ground up using feedback from world championship drillers, including myself. Bar none, this is the best fully assembled rifle that money could buy, perfect for teams and rising soloists. You can get one by clicking the link in the description.